This is the Lombardi Line with Michael Lombardi and Patrick Meagher on VSiN.
Well, both Chiefs and Chargers backers could feel the breeze, Michael Lombardi, from the back door that was left open in the final minutes of Thursday Night Football last night. A Chiefs 27-24 win, however, a cover for the Chargers catching for another primetime under. We're 4-0 to the under this season, but that was, as I say hi and good morning, good afternoon to you, Michael Lombardi, that was, you could feel the breeze, right? You could feel that backdoor breeze coming in.
Well, I didn't actually, look, if the Chargers played great defense in the second half, and if the Chiefs only had 3 first downs in the fourth quarter. 2 of them came on the long Hilaire run. Like, I think the Chargers were going to get that ball back. The Hilaire run was the difference in the game. In terms of, I don't think it was a cover. I think that kept the Chargers from winning. Because if you could, the Chiefs' offense, Mahomes took a beating. They could never get into a rhythm. And the Hilaire run, got a first down plus the penalty, which gave them the points, and then it put them up by 10. If they could eliminate that, I don't think, that backdoor, then I think it would have been a different game. I think they had a chance. It became an onside kick game at that point once they scored that touchdown.
So Lombardi Line presented by BetMGM, of course, as I officially set it up for this Friday. He's Michael Lombardi. I'm Patrick Meagher. This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. I just wrote down in my notes, how the hell did the Chargers lose this game? I have so much to go through as far as storylines, but what you just said is so true. I mean, if you think about it, they're up 17-7, and that was a game that felt like the best unit on the field was the Chargers defense. And it was just kind of this momentum that all of a sudden started to pick up with some questionable calls against the Chargers. And then, boom, it was on.
I mean, look, Mahomes took a beating, but so did Herbert. I mean, once Herbert lost Lindsey, the center, and he lost the right tackle, right? He lost 2/5 of his offensive line, and so that made it really problematic for him. Then he started to get the crap beat out of him too, and they finally took Mike Williams away in the second half. So it became a little bit difficult for them. Look, the Chargers lost the game for one reason. I mean, they gave up the touch. They gave up. They converted They made the mistake down in the red zone. That's what happens. You give up 7 points. I didn't think the Chiefs' offense ever got in rhythm, Patrick.
I agree. And what you're talking about is, listen, we were tied at 17, under 11 minutes to go. So let's start here with maybe some controversial axioms coming out of this game. So we're tied 17, under 11 to go. It's first and 3 at the Kansas City 3. Jalen Watson with the 99-yard pick going the other way. That was the game changer. But what did you see on the play overall? Walk us through that.
Well, Everett never got back inside. Everett was running a pivot route to come back inside, and he never pivoted back. And Herbert threw the ball where he was going to be, not where he was. I mean, I had it on mute, so I don't know what they were saying on the broadcast, but that's what happened on the play. He was running a return route to kind of get into that dead space, and the corner was playing outside leverage on him, so it was easy to return, but when he returned, the corner sat inside. And so, it was one of those where it was a miscommunication between Everett and Herbert, but I think it was more on Everett than it was anything. So, and that's a costly mistake. I mean, that's what happens when, to me, Keenan Allen's absence there was the problem because, you got Keenan Allen down, you got 2 big guys, Allen and Williams, that the Chiefs haven't proven they could cover successfully. So to me, that was the big problem there.
Yeah, Mike Williams scored for those that were on him as far as receiving prop, 8 for 113 and a touchdown. He had a great game in Keenan Allen's absence. So a couple of factors with that touchdown going the other way, the pick six. One, the tight end, Everett, most said that he was gassed. He was asking to come out of the game. So it looked like, I actually thought Michael, the defender, had wrapped him up and pulled him away from his route and then jumped it. So I thought it might be a defensive pass interference there, but it ended up going the other way. It didn't look like Herbert was going to the wrong place with the ball, is my point.
No, I think it was a complete return route. And I just think, I didn't know he was exhausted, but he never returned. And even if he returns, he's going to shield the corner from. There shouldn't be a clear interception down there. It should be, I'm throwing it, but I'm bigger than you. I'm going to make the play on you.
Okay, then let's circle back to Herbert. listen, whether they're bruised or broken, we've got a rib situation. There's no other way around it. Remember on that third down play where he's going to run for the first down, he just spikes the ball, and then he throws one of the more brilliant passes you're going to see in a long time on fourth down to get it close to goal. Really unbelievable. But this is a long-term, this is a situation. The dude was in pain.
He was hurt, and he was playing hurt, and so I don't know if you could fault him. I mean, that's the thing. Part of the game is to understand the game, right? If the guy's getting the crap beat out of him, and, look, Staley has left. Let's face it, Staley has taken his toothbrush, and he's left the analytical go for it on fourth down club. I mean, he's left them all behind. I don't know how he's going to become the best coach in all of football by Pro Football Focus. Since he's left them all behind, he didn't go for it on fourth down, right? I mean, he's abandoned his group. They're left without him. Meanwhile, Andy Reid's in the doghouse because he didn't go for it, and yet the 3 points won the game for him. Figure that out.
Yeah, the aggressive Staley from last year, the darling of analytics, to a conservative Staley this year. We'll get to that in just a second.
He got called into the principal's office. Patrick, I got to take a sip of water, but he got called in the principal's office.
I'd be curious. Take a sip of water. I got Staley for you. I'll be curious to hear what you have to say about why he's had an about face as far as philosophy on going forward on fourth down. Here's Brandon Staley talking about Herbert.
You're not going to see a quarterback in any level of football play tougher and do more for their team and will their team to give them a chance than him. There's nobody that can do what he can do. Nobody. He showed a lot of guts. He showed us what he shows every day, that we're never out of the fight, and he brought us back and gave us a chance.
Okay. He's talking about his quarterback there, who, you sent out your notes. Michael puts together these awesome notes going into the weekend and coming out of Thursday Night Football, and you've got him sitting 3 in your power rankings of quarterbacks. I mean, this is a kid that is just otherworldly. Herbert has, when you just look at Herbert, the prototype. You understand? Like the prototype as far as looks.
I mean, like, how could you take 2 over him? Seriously. I mean, how could that? I mean, every time I watch him just zing the ball with accuracy and unbelievable. Now, unfortunately, they lost 2/5 of their offensive line. The right tackle, Pinkins, and then the center, Lindsey. So that hurts you, right? He didn't have his other receiver. I still think they're a big back away from being that. I think if you had Eckler and another big back, Kelly or Michelle, an elite back. I think they missed Melvin Gordon, actually, to be honest with you.
That change of pace they got with Eckler. I think it would make them a better offense. Yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, they controlled the game. They were in control of the game. They just didn't get control of the lead. And the second half, defensively, they weren't as good in the second half as they were in the first. I mean, the first half, they made the Chiefs punt 4 times. I mean, they were really good. The second half, they only made them punt twice. And, of course, the turnover, and they got 2 field goals. I mean, give Andy Reid credit. He was watching the same game I was watching. He saw that he was struggling to block him. Mahomes got the crap beat out of him, right? I mean, I promise you, Mahomes is sore as hell today. So he's sitting there, and he's not going to turn down the points, right? Why would he turn down I got to take the points. I'm having a hard time moving the football. I had 3 tries to get in the end zone. I couldn't do it. All of a sudden, the 4th try is going to be the charm? I mean, watch the game. Like, watch the game before you make this. Go for it. Just go for it. Like, Staley, to me, understands this year his defense is better. So to take these risks that he was taking is ridiculous. Like, when he punted the ball back to the Chiefs, right? And right before Hilaire made that run, it was everybody wanted him to go for it. I'm getting it right here on the play-by-play, right? So he punted it on, okay, so there's 8 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go in the game. He gets the ball back. He's got a 3rd and 6 at the Charger 38. Now, he's playing good defense. He's controlling the game. He tries to throw it. They don't get the first down. He's 4th and 6 at his own 38, right? Would you rather go for it there and lose and give them an automatic field goal, or play what your defense has been playing really well? I think he made the right call. I really do. Like, I think Herbert was hurt. Yeah, I don't think it was healthy.
And you mentioned the defense. Let's talk about it overall. So, an about face from last year. Staley's gone conservative. No team went for it at a higher percentage on 4th down last year than Brandon Staley and the Chargers, 31.5%. 55% of the time at 4th and 4 or shorter. Last night in that scenario, he chose to punt or kick a field goal 5 of the 7 opportunities. The Chargers were 4 for 4 on fourth down, yet he's completely gone away from what he did last year. Does this tell you that this is a leader that has been changed or somebody that's adaptable? You see what I'm saying? Like, is this somebody that wasn't sure of what he was doing, or is he adaptable?
I think somebody proved to him and said, you cost us, brother. Like, this reckless abandon, it's not smart. All your analytical community can tell you it's smart, but they're going to be with you on the sideline when it's over with. You're going to get your ass fired, right? You're not going to last at this job. You cost us the game. Your decision-making costs us the game. I mean, and here's Andy Reid, who loves to go for it on fourth down, but Andy Reid was smart. Andy Reid took the points. I mean, naturally, I got people texting me, I can't believe Andy Reid took the points. Why? It won him the game. Like, why would you be so? Why? What's wrong with 3 points? Well, here's the logic, right? You're going to pin, if you don't get it, you'll pin them back there, and you'll get the ball, and you'll get a field goal anyway. Oh, okay. I mean, what happens if Herbert throws to Mike Williams on a jump ball, and he comes down with it 40 yards later? What happens on that? We can't cover Mike Williams. Like, are you sure we're going to pin him back? They got Herbert over there. Like, these assumptions, they just assume. It's like a bad detective case.
4th and goal at the 1, down 3. Andy Reid decides to kick the field goal, and Michael Lombardi was popping champagne in Ocean City, New Jersey. We're going to come back. I know you.
Points,
I was thinking about you.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds. Listen for free. Find showtimes and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.